of you who might be watching. This is going to be a full moon reading for September 20th, 2021. That being said, please keep in mind that it may or may not resonate for you because we are all on different timelines and it is a general message, okay, for the collective. Also keep in mind that our sense of timing is not always in alignment with divine timing, so I am, aiming for the full moon September 20th. This energy could extend into the recent past and it could also go into the near future as well. All right, so we have a full moon in Pisces. And the questions I will be asking include what's fading away for the collective during this full moon, what is growing within, what will emerge on the other side of the full moon for the collective, and then we will just wrap everything up with some additional messages or advice that might be needing to come through for you at this time. All right, so please, Holy Spirit, for the collective, September 20th, 2021, full moon in Pisces. What energies are most prominent with this full moon in Pisces, September 20th, 2021, for the collective, please, Holy Spirit? What energies are most prominent here for the collective, September 20th, 2021, with this full moon in Pisces? Most prominent energies here, please, Holy Spirit. What is this full moon about for the collective? All right, so healing is here, which, okay, so this is all about growth, amends, release, personal development, inherited issues, self-doubt, generational trauma, shame, sensitivity, forgiveness, superpowers, divinity, cleansing, softness, and pain. All right, I feel like that kind of makes sense because, Pisces is a water sign, right? So I feel like that's kind of tied to the emotions here, all right? So I feel like this is definitely about some growth here. You have flow and expansion. So definitely with the growth here on the bottom, okay, with Jupiter and flow as well. I feel as though... yeah, I feel like there's this energy of growth. Okay, there's an energy of healing here for sure. Intimacy is here as well. So this is about investments, intensity, contracts, okay? Kundalini energy as well. So I feel like maybe this is a matter of considering what you're investing in, okay? And being more careful about that for yourself, okay? Because I feel like we're definitely in a period of healing. So give me another one here for the collective. Energy is most prominent at this time of the full moon, September 20th, 2021. So Mars action, okay, so fire energy here. So this is all about desire, impulses, courage, yeah, strength. I feel like this is definitely about, and willpower. Willpower is standing out to me as well, okay? On the bottom you have Taurus, the bombshell. So this is being... I feel like this is about being practical, okay, blooming, again, with the growth, right? And deliberate is also standing out to me with Taurus here on the bottom. All right, so I feel like there's this need to be more deliberate in your connections, in your decisions, okay, when it comes to what you're putting your time and energy into here with the action, okay? Yeah, I feel like somebody, you could be needing to muster up the strength and the courage to do this as well for yourself, okay? Like really laying down the boundaries here and working towards this healing. All right, so let me get another one more here. Prominent energies for the collective, September 20th, 2021. So complexity, all right? So this is all about, okay. Yeah, I feel like, again, with the growth, because you have transformation here, but also I feel like this is about releasing things that are more complicated, things that contradict, perhaps, what you value here, okay? What you value. I feel like it's what contradicts your sense of self-worth as well, okay? So I feel like there's boundaries. Okay, so 4th house roots is on the bottom. This is about family, comfort, self-care, habits, yeah, rejuvenation and expansion again, yeah. So I definitely see this as, releasing things that are more complicated and contradicting to, being able to care for yourself here, okay, with the 4th house. All right, so now that we did that, let's get some other cards out here. All right, for the collective. For the collective, please, Holy Spirit, what other energies? Thank you. Unfoldment, okay, is here with the lotus flower, and actually you have realization as well with number 3. Okay, so yeah, okay, so I feel like this is a matter of like somebody unlocking, somebody's like unlocking something here. I mean, they're moving towards this place of healing, but I feel as though it's like a matter of unlocking this strength for themselves, okay, unlocking this energy of deliberateness, okay, because I feel like this is somebody who's being more calculating, so that they can come into a place of peace and healing, okay, they're growing here, all right, things are unfolding, so, you know, there's like enlightenment with this process, okay, and it's like somebody, I feel like somebody has the key, they're unlocking something here for themselves, all right, moving towards that healing. I feel like that's what they're unlocking here for themselves, is this sense of healing. All right, you have shape-shifting and passion on the bottom as well. All right, so yeah, I definitely feel like this is somebody who's kind of growing, they're changing, all right. I feel like this is somebody who's becoming more passionate about themselves, more deliberate. So I had a slight interruption, so I'm sorry for that. But so what I feel like with this passion is like this is somebody who's being more deliberate, okay, with what they do and who they do it with here, okay. I feel like this is somebody who is being more deliberate about their moves in life, okay, and their choices here. So let me get one more here for the collective in regard to this full moon, September 20th, 2021. Most prominent energies present at this time of the full moon for the collective, September 20th, 2021. One more energy here. So activation, wind, okay, yeah. So I feel like this is somebody who has definitely come to some realization. They've got some enlightenment here, okay, and I feel like they're growing, they're moving now towards, or they're needing to move towards this energy of activation, okay. It's like putting things into action here, right, with Mars, right? Putting something into action here, moving towards this place of healing and growth, okay, where it is that they're, you know, that life is taking them, it feels like, okay. So let me do this because I did this backwards. All right. And so on the bottom we have here fear, okay, shape-shifting again as well. So yeah, somebody's definitely, okay, I feel like this is going back to that realization, right, where it's like somebody is unlocking this knowledge for themselves. They're unlocking this power and moving towards that place of healing, okay. So they're releasing fear, they're setting themselves free of fear, okay, of doubt, it feels like as well, because I feel, you know, this is somebody moving into the energy of personal power, okay. So that's pretty cool, okay, I like that. So let us get the next deck here. Alright, for the collective, what is currently fading away at the time of this full moon, September 20th, 2021? Please, Holy Spirit, for the collective. What is currently fading away for the collective at the time of this full moon, September 2021? What is fading away at the time of this full moon for the collective, September 20th, 2021? These are so giant. Alright. Y'all don't make fun of me now. Let me move this over though too, because I'm going to need this space. Alright, sorry for that. I wanted to situate that without taking up too much recording time. So anyways, alright, please Holy Spirit for the collective. What is fading away for the collective at the time of the full moon, September 20th, 2021? What is fading away for the collective at the time of this full moon, September 20th, 2021? What is currently fading away for the collective at the time of this full moon, September 20th, 2021? What is currently fading away for the collective at the time of this full moon, Okay, Ace of Cups. Ace of Water. Alright, so I feel like, yeah. So I feel like somebody could have been like emotionally withdrawn here, alright? And it's like somebody is now finally in a place of being in tune with their heart space here. And I feel like it's out of self-love, okay? I do with that healing. I feel like it's out of a place of self-love. Okay, somebody wants more in their life here. 8 of Fire and 2 of Water. Yeah, so I feel like somebody's looking to go after something that would make them feel whole here, okay? They're looking for a sense of wholeness, and I feel like they're going to be going after that here with the 8 of Fire and 2 of Water. All right, somebody's definitely going to be taking action, all right? So give me what is growing within here for the collective at the time of this full moon, September 20th, 2021. What's growing within here for the collective? Wow, okay, so another ace. Ace of Earth. This is awesome. Anyways, so Ace of Earth. So I feel like there's like this new opportunity, okay? It's like somebody is, it's almost like somebody's starting over. They're starting on more solid ground here. I feel like, okay, they're looking, yeah, it's just like somebody's wanting to start over is what it feels like. So there's like a new opportunity. That's what's growing within, is like somebody's realizing that they have this opportunity, okay, in their hand here, and they're going to be taking it. So I feel like with the 8 of Air here, somebody's like, you know, release themselves from some sort of self-restriction. Somebody is, I feel like somebody's been kind of up in their head about things, okay, also. And so I feel like, yeah, I feel like this person's coming out of that energy, okay? They're realizing there's this opportunity available to them, and it's like they're accepting it. I feel like somebody's accepting this opportunity. That's what's growing within. And the Tower, yeah, see, they're like somebody's had some realizations, and again, it's like they're starting over. They're starting on solid ground here. They're taking this opportunity, and they're going to be building upon it for themselves, okay? You also have the Sun card here. All right, so there's definitely a sense of healing and happiness there, okay? So let's see, what will emerge on the other side of this full moon for the collective, September 20th. Thank you. Okay. So there it is, 10 of Air. Okay, that's that healing. That's what's coming, is that healing energy. Okay. I feel like somebody is starting over here. They're starting fresh. They're definitely starting fresh. 9 of Water is on the bottom. Okay, and the 2 of Earth, all right, as well as the Magician, yeah. All right, so it's like somebody is definitely embracing the power within. Okay, they're embracing their own personal power here. I feel like maybe they've been in a place of juggling things here. Okay, maybe kind of, you know, things have been up in the air. But I feel like that's no longer, because I feel like somebody's taking this opportunity to start fresh, okay, to start over. And they're moving from a place of self-love here, okay? So with the 9 of Water, I feel like that's about this person going after their wish fulfillment, all right? I feel like this could be somebody who was previously, like I said, feeling, you know, like discontent, okay, emotionally disconnected, withdrawn, and I feel like now that's changing here, okay? I feel like this person is moving towards definitely wish fulfillment, okay, a sense of happiness and wholeness, all right? That healing energy yet again with the 10 of Air, okay? So let me get the clarifying cards here for you. Let's clarify for the collective, the Ace of Water. What's fading away for the collective at the time of the full moon, September 20th, 2021. Please, Holy Spirit, tell me, what is the Ace of Water about for the collective? What's fading away at the time of the full moon? September 20th, 2021. What's the Ace of Water here? The collective. September 20th, 2021. Clarify the Ace of Water. What's fading away for the collective at the time of this full moon? Okay, and they kind of wanted to come out in reverse here. Okay, so the Magician and the Moon card. Okay, so yeah, I feel like somebody's been doubting themselves. I feel like somebody hasn't been true to themselves here. Okay, maybe not true to their heart with that Ace of Cups. I feel like somebody wasn't true to themselves, but it's like now I feel like that's what's fading away. I feel like this person is now ready to embrace their power. They're ready to, you know, embrace these feelings that they have. You see in this Moon card, right? She's holding that moon, that full moon, she's holding on to it. So it's like, I feel like this is embracing what's in your heart here, okay? And also, I'm being drawn to the fact that this little seahorse is actually holding on as well to what appears to be possibly, okay, that moon energy. So I feel like this is somebody who is embracing what's in their heart, okay, and moving in this place, a very powerful place to manifest a new start, okay? They're accepting this opportunity here, it feels like, all right? With the Ace of Earth. Yeah, Three of Swords. Okay, so this person's definitely coming into a place of healing, okay? I feel like they're coming out of confusion. They're coming out of heartache here, okay? So Ace of Swords again here now. So somebody has truth, somebody has clarity, and I feel like they're going to be acting on that. Yeah, they're going to be taking a leap of faith here. Okay, they're making the decision, and I feel like they are doing it from, you know, an emotional standpoint, from the heart, okay? So I feel like somebody's gained a new perspective, and they're moving on it, okay? So tell me, what's this Ace of Earth here for the collective? What's growing within for the collective at the time of this full moon, September 20th, 2021? Tell me about the Ace of Earth here for the collective, September 20th, 2021. What's growing within for the collective? I feel like somebody was like lacking the clarity as well, okay? And maybe they were having to cut through some fears here as well, okay? Alright, so Four of Pentacles, what's growing within? I feel like this is somebody who's definitely embracing an opportunity here. They're wanting to hold on to this opportunity. They're not wanting to let it go here with the Four of Pentacles, okay? They may have been trying to, like, protect themselves, you know, because of, like I said, maybe they weren't seeing clearly. Maybe there was some fear here about opening up and moving forward, taking action towards something, okay, some sort of opportunity. But I feel like this person is ready to embrace that now, okay? He's blindfolded here, but I feel like he's, like, ready to take that blindfold off, okay? He wants this opportunity. He doesn't want it to get away, all right? Or she, it could be. Death card is here, so I feel like that's speaking to the transformational energy, right? That growth, that healing, okay? Somebody's, like, putting an end to maybe their old ways here, okay? Where maybe they kind of close themselves off to things, okay? The Empress, yeah, again with that. And the King of Wands. Yeah, I feel like somebody's definitely embracing something here. Somebody's ready to nurture a new start. Okay, they're ready to grow and expand. Okay. So give me again the Ace of Earth. What's growing within for the collective, September 20th, 2021. What's growing within in regards to this full moon? Six of Swords. Yeah, they're moving on here. Somebody's ready to move forward. Somebody's ready to release the past. Somebody's ready to release fear, maybe related to the past. Okay. Yeah, I feel like somebody's ready to move forward. Okay. Ace of Cups on the bottom again. And the Two of Swords. Yeah. See, and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so somebody definitely could have had some fear and some insecurities here. Okay, maybe they had to work through that here. They, you know, could have been indecisive because of that energy. But I feel like they're opening up here with the Ace of Cups. They're opening up. And I feel like they're embracing what's in their heart here to move forward, okay, towards a new opportunity. And it is Pentacles, so I feel like it's something tangible. It's something long-term, okay? So now tell me, what's the Ten of Air here for the collective in regard to what's emerging on the other side of this full moon, September 20th, 2021? Tell me, what's the Ten of Air about here for the collective? What will emerge on the other side of this full moon, September 20th? Wow, okay, so we have two, the Hierophant and the Emperor. Wow, okay. So I feel like somebody's really taking charge of their life here, okay? I feel like they're really setting the standard, okay? They could be setting some boundaries as well, okay? Maybe in regard to some things, okay? Because they're having to heal here, right? So I feel like somebody could be setting boundaries as well. But there's definitely this energy of healing, okay? I feel like somebody's kind of looking to the higher power for guidance. I feel like somebody's getting guidance, okay? And they're definitely looking to heal. They're ready to take charge of their life, okay? Yeah, Nine of Wands is here. And the Eight of Pentacles, yeah. So Ace of Cups again, okay? So yeah, and the Three of Pentacles, all right. So I feel like this is somebody who is ready to put the time and energy into this new start with the Ace of Cups, okay? They're ready to put the time and energy into this. And I feel like they're releasing, you know, some sense of, like, hesitation here. You know, he's kind of peeking out from the trees there, looking at that little goblin guy thing, okay? And so I feel like somebody's ready to, like, come out of this energy, okay? They're ready to face something here. They're ready to work on it, okay? And it could involve working together with others as well, all right? So like I said, I feel like for some with this Three of Pentacles, I feel like this could be just kind of like you working, you know, with the divine, with the universe here, okay, to heal and, you know, create something better for yourself, you know, but also this could be you looking to work together with someone else, okay, like on this plane. But somebody's like definitely stepping up to the plate. They're definitely embracing their power here, okay, and they're moving towards something new, something solid. Okay, so anyway, so let's get into the next deck now. Maybe. Give me 1 second, y'all. Alright, we're gonna switch it up a little bit. I don't think I typically use this one for these reads, but I want to. Alright, so for the collective, please, Holy Spirit, what additional messages or advice do you have here for the collective in regard to this full moon reading, September 20th, 2021? What additional messages or advice do you have here for the collective in regard to this full moon reading, September 20th, 2021? September 20th, 2021. Collective. Additional messages or general advice here, please, Holy Spirit, for the collective. Additional messages or advice here for the collective, please, Holy Spirit, in regards to this full moon reading, September 20th, 2021. Sacred Divinity, there are two paths ahead, okay? So somebody's having to make the decision here, okay, to move towards this healing for themselves, all right? I feel like it is definitely a matter of you working with the universe, working with the divine God, however you refer to it here, okay? Hidden Realms is on the bottom, yeah, see, okay? Creating conscious awareness. So this is definitely somebody who's having to go within, okay, in order to sort through this healing, in order to reach this place of personal power here, okay? And again, I do feel like that is definitely looking to the higher power with the Hidden Realms, okay, and that divinity. Behind that is expansion as well. Educate your mind and senses. So again, with the growth here, okay, I'm really getting in touch, really getting in tune, okay, with the higher power. All right, see, that is drawing me back to that activation energy, okay, as well as Mars with action and that Emperor. Lots of fire, I feel like, okay. All right, so you have channel your knowledge, critical judgment. Again, the decision, okay, is yours to make, all right? So it's like, I feel like this is you needing to let your guard down with the divine, with the universe, but also like, you know, putting up boundaries where necessary with those here in this world, okay? Yeah, so it's an important decision. It's a pivotal moment, I feel like, okay, with that critical judgment. Energy signatures here. The past is in the present, okay? So like I said, this is like definitely releasing the past here, okay, and accepting this new opportunity towards something that's going to be more stable for you in the future, okay? That's going to bring you a greater sense of long-term success, okay, and happiness, I feel like, as well, okay? And Hidden Realms is again behind that, so, all right. So let's get the Moon deck. Additional messages or advice here for the collective in regards to this full moon, September 20th, 2021. Please hold Spirit. What final messages or advice do you have here for the collective in regards to this full moon reading, September 20th, 2021. For the collective, please, Holy Spirit. All right, one more. Final messages or advice here. Something feels kind of messy. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. Okay, so you may have fear for sure. I feel like with that, okay, there's definitely some fear. The energy is gaining momentum. Waxing moon. I feel like it's time. Your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon and communication is key. New moon in Gemini. Okay. Yeah, so you may have to, you know, enable boundaries, which requires communication. Okay, your commitment is being tested. I feel like it's your commitment to yourself, your commitment to the divine. Okay, again, I feel like it's, you know, embracing this, what you feel in your heart here. Okay, so the energy is gaining momentum. Now is the time. Give me one more here for the collective in regard to this full moon, September 20th, 2021. Final messages and advice. Look at that. It feels messy. Like, I feel like somebody's kind of still moving through, okay? A fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. And let me get this last one. And you're very close to achieving your goal, gibbous moon, which goes in line with that fiery climax, okay? So again, lots of fire energy with Aries. But I feel like it's like this one final decision. It's like a test. It's like a test for some of you. Okay, it feels like, all right, so don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo, okay, as well as show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius, okay. So one final message and we will wrap it all up. Give me one final message here for the collective in regard to this full moon spread. Advice, one final piece of advice for the collective in regards to this full moon spread, September 20th, 2021. What I say about personal power from the get-go. Yeah. Alright, so personal power number 20. Chrysotile. You can say it and decide for yourself how it's pronounced. Okay. You have dance with boulder opal, number 9, and the rattle on the bottom. Okay, so I feel like this is about embracing yourself. This is embracing your own power. And I feel like this is you, you know, kind of, it's like dancing to the beat of your own drum, okay, as an individual. All right, and what's in your heart here? Truth and integrity, as well as cleansing. So yeah, healing, okay, and moving from this place of truth and integrity. Like I said, embracing what's in your heart here, okay, dancing to the beat of your own drum, I feel like, okay. So personal power, let's go ahead and read that, and then I will let y'all go. Due to the range of different fears we experience in life, at times we can hold ourselves back. However, this card has shown up today to ask you to feel the fear and do it anyway. When you finally move forward in your power, you will realize there will be no fear and you will be fully in your power and manifesting your truth. So if you've been feeling stuck or scared, currently lacking self-confidence, giving your power away to others, or following the crowd, these feelings and experiences are all part of your journey and personal growth. So just know that this is now the time to embrace your power and have the courage and strength to conquer anything that comes your way. You're a warrior of light and you are being invited to come fully into your personal power, which comes from a place of honesty, love, and truth, right? So it says it's time to trust in yourself and your choices as you stop handing over your power to others. So the power animal is the medicine. All right, and it says essentially that this energetically shares its specific wisdom and medicine, and it stays with you from birth to death and can be called upon at any time. So it says each animal that comes to you has a unique energy to share. However, your power animal will teach you the biggest lessons and offer insight, support, and guidance. Your power animal can show itself to you in a range of ways, which include dreams, meditation, physical world, and entranced journeys to inner worlds. Alright, so this is saying to call upon your power animal and work with the energy as you come fully into your personal power. The crystal itself discovers and connects you to your power animal. It aligns you to your strength and awakens your personal power, okay? So essentially you want to like meditate, you want to call upon your animal, okay, your power animal, and then ask for guidance and allow wisdom and support to come through from that power animal. It could be in the form of a deep knowing about something, a vision, a feeling, or you may even sense the energy or hear whispers around you, okay, from that animal. So you need to open yourself up to allowing the guidance from whatever form you relate to most, okay, or best. And then so ask your power animal to show up 3 times in your life in order to give you confirmation and clarity. All right, so that could come to you in any type of way. You could see a picture, you could, you know, come across it in real life. A friend could talk about it, such and such, okay? And so this is what I have for y'all. I wish you much love. I wish you much luck, and I will catch you another time. Thanks.